Jake Dixon, Moto2 star. How are we?
Yeah, good. I'm glad you got the star bit in. You're just letting everyone know, aren't you? That's all it is.
Just seeing what's to come, old son.
Yeah, what's been happening anyway? Look, you're just going for the ragged look, same as me.
Yeah. I'm not quite as good at it as you are, though.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, we can agree with that one.
Right. I don't have any sponsors either, so.
Oh, look, you got your sponsored T-shirt on, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but it's an old Metal Militia Brian Deegan T-shirt. It's not we're not quite as rock and roll as you and your petrochemical sponsors.
There is that. I'll give you that one.
I have to wash my stuff, whereas I expect Sarah does yours for you.
Yes, I literally just said to Sarah, "Oh, Sarah, is my motocross gear ready?" She went, "No, it's in the bag where you left it." And I said, "Oh, can you not please put it on?" And I didn't really get an answer, so I don't really know what's going on. I'm probably going to be divorced after that one.
So, have you been keeping up with some riding, doing some pit bikes, bit of motocross here and there?
Yeah, just been doing bits and bobs really. Obviously training whilst we couldn't go out, so did a lot of kilometres on the push bike, on the indoor trainer. Then as soon as we was allowed to sort of get back to normal, went mini biking, motocrossing. Yeah, that's about it really. The team have sent me a 600, so that should be here. Well, it's obviously not come today because Brains would have texted me. So Monday possibly it'll be coming. So trying to do a couple of track days before I can.
Right.
Well, we have the first race. So yeah, I just want to get back out on a 600 so I can feel the speed before going in cold turkey to the whole job. And I see everybody else is doing it, so I need to be doing it.
What are you going to go and terrify some people at Donington Park or something? In unbranded?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you're just gonna spin some laps. Try not to sit too many people up. Oh, I might be getting set up. You never know. You just don't know.
Depends who's there. Depends if that Aslan might be about, so you never know, do you?
I'll give him the leg treatment this time. Yeah, that's the one, mate. That is the one.
So what, have you been up to anything else exciting or just a lot of sitting around and...
Yeah, I think it's the same as everybody, isn't it? It's a lot of sitting around, not doing too much. Bought an NBA hoop. Just thought I'd decide to take up a bit of basketball.
All right.
Yeah. That probably lasted for the whole of month. Got bored.
Novelty.
Realised I'm not 7 foot and I can't slam dunk the 10 foot. So I was like, yeah, it's not really paid off for me, to be fair. Waited for garden furniture. Missed the whole of the nice weather. Turned up about a week ago. It started raining. Brilliant.
Oh, well, it's supposed to be all right next week, so you might get somewhere.
Yeah, maybe get some time in the nice stuff. Right, Sarah's more revving than me, mate.
Oh, well, yeah. I do like a nice bit of garden furniture. You don't like to sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
You won't have seen Mr. Buchan either for weeks.
Actually, I see him.
Oh, did you?
I see him last week motocrossing. Yeah, we did a bit of motocross, and
I thought you might be breaking the lockdown rules just to see each other.
Well, you know how it is. Yeah, we had a little smooch over FaceTime. We probably ring each other every day just to keep in touch. It's not like I actually miss him. He actually annoys me. So
he annoys me, but.
Hey, do you know what it is? It's like he's my big brother because obviously he's older than me. So it's like that brotherly relationship that we have where we actually annoy each other a lot, but we actually love each other at the same time. It's weird.
Is that the big brother you never wanted?
Yeah, basically. Well, I have got a big bro.
Oh, of course you have. Yeah.
He's like the in-between bro that is really annoying that I want to punch in the face at times. But that's done it, yeah.
So what, in terms of this year, first round was okay?
Yeah. Good, yeah. Actually,
what did you think?
Yeah, really good, I think. Obviously not amazing, but it's where I wanted to sort of be. Said to the team if I could finish where I left off in Valencia, which I did. I finished in the same position. So that was really good. Team were happy. And the last sort of 10 laps of the race, I was lapping sometimes fastest, if not one of the fastest on track, just sort of got to start the first half and got an understanding on what the Calyx needs and what I need to do to adapt to a full tank, because I'm struggling with that, and it seems to be a reoccurrence thing with me and a full tank, and it takes me a bit of time to understand what I need to have to to go forward. So, and each bike's different. I had it on Superbike, cracked it on the Superbike, had it on KTM, finally got over it on the KTM, and now I seem to have it on the Calyx, but it's never the same thing. So it's just a bit of the team understanding what I need. My crew chief's obviously new to being a crew chief. He was a suspension technician for ages. So it's just a bit of a different role that he's taken on. Yeah, it's just a collaboration of everything coming together that I think will happen just in time. But we haven't had enough time, because obviously in Jerez, after the second day, I literally had a small crash out of turn 2. It just flinged me over the side, and I don't know if I got my hand trapped under the handlebar, because it basically just wore away the end of my finger. So I missed testing. So I was almost on the back foot when I went to Qatar, struggled in the test, then sort of got somewhere where we needed to be for the end of the day on day 3. And then sort of didn't really touch it all the way through the race weekend. And then just tried to improve it myself, because I knew the bike was actually good, and worked on myself. And then, yeah, I had FP3, I was 3rd. Yes, we had some real positive sessions. It was really, really good. So it was, yeah, I think this team is just so different. They're so professional. Being in MotoGP and Moto3 already having a lot of success, they wanted to build the Moto2 side up. So, yeah, now we've got me and Xavi that I think we can really do some damage for the rest of this year. I think we can be really competitive. Xavi's a really good guy, helps me a lot in riding the Calyx, but I don't know, that could stop soon when I start to get in front of him. He might want the return in favour, but if I get to that stage, it's good, because I'll be more than welcome to return the favour, because at the end of the day, if there's 2 riders up there, it's better than 1. So, no, it'd be good.
I mean, there are some pretty smart people in your team, and Brains.
Yeah. Brains, yeah. Brains is he's unique, shall we say.
Special.
Yeah, special, yeah, special, yeah. No, to be fair, the whole Moto3, don't really know the MotoGP side, because we obviously didn't have them there in Qatar, but I've been speaking a bit with Fabio, really nice kid. I can actually say that because I'm older than him, so you know. I actually feel like I'm a grandpa compared to him now. What's he, 20?
Well, I said, well, are you going to be that annoying older brother that he wants to punch in the face?
Yeah, I probably will be him, yeah. I probably will be him, and then you never know, I could be that annoying brother that's beating him in the end, so. No, it's really cool, and just the whole atmosphere in the team throughout the Qatar weekend, with especially everything that was going on, super chilled, super cool, and Stiggy and Razlan are just legends, and you know, they're hard when they need to be hard on you, but then also they're really supportive when they need to be supportive. So I think it's such a good combination of what works and what doesn't work, and this definitely works for me.
And what have they said to you about what they might want you to do, or have they just said, just get on, ride it, learn the bike, and then we'll see what happens halfway through there?
Yeah, I think before everything obviously went the way it went, in my contract, they wanted me just to progress and get better each round, which they wanted me to finish in the points in the first race, which I did. And they were super happy, because actually I feel like I did a little bit better than what they expected in terms of pace, because I was actually so fast in the middle of the race, and I don't think they expected that, because I started to catch Xavi back towards the end of the race. So it was a positive race, but yeah, I think it's just keep progressing on where we are. And I think I've got to start where I sort of left off in Qatar. So staying in the points for the first couple of races, I think, is a realistic result. But then just progressing. Once I've done that, a couple of inside the points, I want to be inside the top 10. And then once I've cracked that, just keep going to better each result. You know, I know it's not easy to do that every time we go out, but I think in in realistic terms. Just before you move your goals is to accomplish them goals at least 2 or 3 times before you set the next goal. And I think that's what's more realistic about it.
I mean, and this year you'll have a bit more time at tracks, because you'll have seen them all before now. So
yeah.
At least you know where the toilets are and where you got to turn left and right. And
dude, that was the biggest thing. Like turning up to tracks that I've never even been to, and God, it was just some of the tracks we go to are so like people think it's glamorous traveling the world. Like we go to all these different countries. Yes, it's really cool and it's really exciting, but I can tell you there was times where it was not so good. Like going to Argentina, for instance, was just an experience of a lifetime. There was worms in the toilet. There was the hotel was just dire, mate. Argentina itself is a really nice place, but where we was going to ride wasn't such a nice place.
I've heard tell.
Yeah, but do you know what? For people that don't know, you spend most of your life at tracks and airports. You're never really at home. You're at home probably a lot less than when you're at hotels as well. You spend a lot of time with them, but you're never really at home, to be fair, because you're just traveling from one track to another. So it's actually nice when you're at home.
And it was a difficult introduction to the championship.
Yeah, God, telling me, turned up to the first test and I'm like riding around on this bike thinking, my God, what have I done? What have I done? I've come from nearly winning the championship as well, to riding this bike, and I can't even get within 2 seconds of anybody. And I'm like, yeah, this is horrendous. Have I literally lost my talent overnight? I'm like, oh my God, I cannot even ride a motorbike. It was bad. But then, do you know what? I accepted it for what it was. And do you know what? As soon as we did that and the team did that, we actually started to get better results. So, and then as soon as I went to tracks that I knew, Assen, finished 12th. Valencia, finished 13th. So, yeah, it was good. It was good in the end. I started to enjoy it a lot more. Like obviously in Motegi as well, topped the session in the wet. I know it's only the wet, but still the best guys in the world at that time. And sorry, that was me. Someone was ringing me.
Right.
It was
Buchan again.
Yeah, the best. Huh?
Is it Buchan?
Hey? No, it wasn't Buchan. No. Not this time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like I said, they're the best guys in that time, and riding around, I topped the session, and yeah, it was the wet, but at that moment in time on a 600, I was the best guy in the world. And it's a pretty surreal feeling to feel that, So no, it's cool, and there was a lot of cool moments, but also a lot of difficult times. But I feel like everything's laid out in your path. You have to go through them times to see what the future holds for you, So you can't predict what the future's going to do, and it's going to do what it's going to do. You can't worry about it.
But have you given yourself any goals for this year? Have you got a must be?
Yeah, I have.
Must be Sam.
But yeah, definitely. And I think it's such a realistic goal, and I don't think it'll be long before I'm doing that. I think, yes, he's got a lot of experience, but there's a lot of things that I feel like I do a lot better than what he does. Not taking anything away from him. He's won Grand Prix, I haven't. So I can't sit here and say, I'm going to do this, that, and the other, because I can't sit that. He can sit there and say that because he's won a world title. He's won races, but I feel like I've got a lot of growing to do, where almost he's almost at where he's at, and then that's that. So I think that's the difference. So yeah, I think I've got my own little goals. I obviously don't want to say too much, because I say that my little saying is there's sayers and doers. I don't want to be this person that sit there and saying I'm going to do this, that, and the other and not do it. I'd rather just go out and do it. So yeah, I think as we go throughout the season, I'll only get faster and get more comfortable with the bike and team, because obviously it's still new. And I think if I get the contract again for next year, I think it will leave me in good stead for at least fighting for top fives consistently and being on the podium. So yeah, I think it's good things to come.
What did your old man think to all this? Because it would have been a lot of different than what it is in his day and all that.
Yeah, definitely. My old man is. Yeah, he wanted me to go because it was always the dream to go to Grand Prix. You know, it's what we've always worked towards to get there. And now I'm there, and obviously it wasn't going too well. It was difficult. He feels what I feel. You know, he feels all the stress that I go through, and he wants me to do as well as what I want to do well. So yeah, he obviously says it's different to when he was riding, but he doesn't say too much. He's just pretty supportive, and he knows when he needs to say something to me and when he doesn't need to say something to me. You know, it's a fatherly thing that he's been there, done that, and he's got the T-shirt for it. So in my younger years, I would tell him, "Oh, Dad, piss off! You don't know what you're talking about." But now I almost think, now I agree with. If I actually listened to him when I was younger, I'd probably be a lot better off now. So I try to listen to him as much as I can now, because even though it was a different era and a different time, he's still got a lot of information that is actually quite handy.
Well, he always seems very, very chilled out character, and not like a lot of motocross dads.
Yeah. To be fair, he wasn't ever really pushy either when we were riding as kids. It was, if you want to do it, do it. If you're not feeling it, don't do it. It's not, and that's what I want to apply when I eventually have kids. Is I don't want to be pushy and say you've got to do this, that, and the other, because it's not fair. And you see all these dads that are so hard on their kids that it actually takes the enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
When they want to get into it, get into it. But if they don't want to race, they haven't got to race. If they want to do golf, do golf. It doesn't bother me. Whatever makes them happy makes me happy. So, and I think that's the same that applies for my dad to me. You know, we went out motocross the other day, and it was like old school days. Like there was no pressure or nothing. There's no nothing. It was just me, my dad, and a couple of mates out on the motocross bike, and Dad was spannering for me. And yeah, it's just nice, and that's what I like. And it's bringing it back to your roots. And you need to do that at times, because racing's not just a hobby for me now. It's a way of life, and it's my job. You know, I get paid to do it, and it becomes serious. It becomes difficult. It becomes all these different things that you sometimes lose sight of what you actually started it for, you know? So it's nice to get back to the roots and feeling what you felt from the beginning.
Well, I mean, it must be nice to be getting paid to do what you want to do, because there are quite a few people on your grid that won't be getting paid or are paying for the privilege of being there.
100%, yeah. And I think I'm super lucky to be in the position that I'm in. When I left BSB, was being paid then, but I took a gamble to go to Grand Prix that I wasn't getting anything. And my first year, from going to get paid money to not getting paid is a massive thing. Can you imagine if you told Joe Bloggs down the road, right, you want to do your dream job, but you're not going to get paid for it straight away. You're going to leave this really, really good job that you're in now, that you get paid really good money for, but then you get offered the top of what you do already. It's like the one step above what you're doing, but you're not going to get paid for it. But in the future, you could get paid a lot of money. It's like you wait, or you can stay in the job you're in and earn that for the rest of your life. What do you do? So I took the gamble of, do you know what? I would much rather take it now and sit back and say at the end of my career, it paid off. I was super happy with that. Or, do you know what? I gave it a good shot. It didn't quite pay off, but I know I gave it everything I had. And I'd rather sit there and be accomplished with what decision I made at the time, rather than sitting there thinking, what if? What would it have been? So, yeah, I'm happy with the choices I've made. And, yes, I'm super blessed to be doing what I'm doing and getting paid to be doing it. And now to be in arguably the best team in the paddock, one of the best teams in the paddock.
It was an interesting sort of approach from the end of last year, because it was we didn't know whether you were even going to stay there. And then all of a sudden, up pops this an excellent ride. It must have.
Yeah.
Your manager,
Do you know what?
twisted to arms.
Do you know what? Kudos to Frankie, my manager. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have half of the deals that I've got now and half of the rides that I've had. It's because of him that I'm in the position that I'm in. He really pulled it out of the bag, and not just, it's a combination of things. It wasn't just him, it was Dorna, really wanted me to stay and be there. They pushed hard to get me this ride in the Petronas team, and Stiggy really, really believes in me. He said he's seen something from the start of when I came to Grand Prix, that he could see that it's got a lot of potential, and he wanted to take the punt on it like he did with Quartararo. And I believe it's going to pay off, and I will repay him in what he's given me the opportunity to be in the team, and almost I need to convince Razlan. Razlan's feeling it, but he's still a bit like unsure. It's like when you get that girlfriend for the first time and you're a bit dubious on what you're allowed and what you're not allowed to do. I'm not going to say in what terms, but you can gather what I'm meaning. So we've got that relationship in a minute. He's such a nice guy. But yeah, I feel like he needs to see a little bit more to what I can do to really believe in what I can do. So yeah, but I feel like Stiggy's got my full back already.
And what is the plan for the next 2 or 3 years? Is it because they're in, maybe if not next year, the year after, we're going to be missing a British rider in MotoGP.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Sam's been and come back. And the other two British riders are both in the same team. Yeah.
Yeah. Realistically, I feel like I have to take it year by year, because Moto2 is like that. And it all depends on results, and if I get the results, and if I don't get the results. Listen, if I can do what I believe I can do, I should be there for the next 10 years, 15 years. But it all depends on luck, how things roll for you at the time. So yeah, all I'm going to do is just give my 110% every race meeting, and what will be. Whatever the future is already written out for me. What it holds is already there. So I can't do or say where I'm going to be. I know where I want to be, but I've just got to let it roll and go with it.
I was interested in your debut in MotoGP esports. I've got that game, and your statements at the beginning, I haven't played this at all.
Yeah.
Liar.
You know what? No, generally.
You're such a liar.
No, listen. I did play it.
Yeah.
But I generally only had a couple of days on it, because the team sent me the link late. The game wasn't even out yet, so I left it stupidly as well to the last couple of days, thinking it's going to be exactly like the old game. Got on the new one, and I'm like, holy crap, mate, this is completely different. So then we're like, and then I'm playing it, and I'm like, well, I need to play with somebody because I need to see where I'm at. So then I'm really good friends with Marcel Schrotter and Jorge Martin. So then we were playing on that. Me and Martin were playing the night before till late, and then all that morning, right until the race. And we were fairly even in lap times, and me and him were like, mate, I reckon we're on for winning here. He was like, yeah, me too. So then obviously we had that, and then I had a bit of jitters in qualifying, just absolutely shitting myself. So I did crap in qualifying, got in the race. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in third. Marini goes down, and I'm like, oh my God. We're going to T-bone Bowder. I'm in the lead. I'm like, oh no. My hands are sweating and everything. I was more nervous than I am in real life. Yeah, but then just fell back because like an absolute stone, mate, and then finished second. So yeah, it was all right. It was good. It was a good fun. Good fun.
We'll have to. I'll find you on PlayStation Network, then you can beat me at that, and then we'll have a go at Gran Turismo.
I'll beat you at all of them.
Will you?
Gran Turismo, I got the chair and everything. Mate. I'm not bothered. I'll bring it on, mate. I'll smoke you up.
You will not.
It's game on, mate.